on. Oh, yeah, there we are. There we are. We're live. What's going on, everyone? PincheAl here, and we are live. We are definitely live today. Now, we're not live for long, but we are going to be live for a little while. I just have some Q&A. You guys have any questions for me? Hey, what's going on, Ivan? What's up, fool? I'm here just to talk, have a conversation. I know a lot of people have been asking me other questions about my online store, my YouTube channel, and pretty much everything else that I do online. Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer these questions for you guys. Kind of my end goal here tonight is to be quick, subtle, and to the point, but again, to make sense of what's going on, right? So number one, I've been kind of down and out with content creation. I'm kind of 50-50 on that one, Ivan. I'm not ready, but I want to go, but I don't know what I want to take. I don't know if that kind of makes sense, you know. Rentoberfest, I'm kind of in the mix of that one too. I kind of car wise, I got a couple cars I can take, but they're not show worthy. So I'm thinking about just taking my basic stuff and just going to go there just to enjoy it and go to a car show and just hang out at a car show. I know I get a lot of questions if I'm going to be out and about. I will be. I just don't know when I want to go all the way out, right? And get back into being PincheAl like 100%. One thing I will say though is my online store is being worked on right now. We officially got new merch. We have new products, like actual products. Currently, I'm working on inventory back there with my buddy, Mr. Todd. He and I are working on getting all my car parts done. I have hundreds and hundreds of car parts that need to be put up for sale. We're going to use an eBay and Shopify setup to sell these products. And I'm not kidding. I got brand new parts that are straight from the dealership that just sitting there. And I just got to get rid of this stuff. So my goal is to sell this stuff at 50% or even cheaper. And they're brand new. I kid you guys not. Hold on. Here's an example of a breather hoses for B5s. I got a whole bag full of these things. Look at these. And these are brand new. These are OEM. These are not Chinesium copies. These are legit OEM parts. And these are the ones that are on the top of the valve cover. A lot of people actually look for this one because it's a more aggressive, like a downward pipe. It's like this. It's kind of a Y. It's more aggressive. If you have a 1.8T Mark 4, Mark 5, and you're using like a intake setup that's kind of in the way, this makes it more aggressive that it's not hitting the pipe. Very desirable part. I got a bag of these brand new. The lower breather hose that you can only find made out of some like cheap rubber. This is the OEM German rubber stuff. And an OEM part is like 30-40 bucks for this specific hose. If you know which one I'm talking about, this is the one that's underneath your intake manifold that always just rots within, you know, if you buy the cheap copy, this thing will rot within like a year and it'll turn into mush. It's such a cheap copy. But this is the original. You guys can see, it's hard to see it, but it's got the OEM badging. I got a whole bag full of these. There's like 20, 30 of these in here. All brand new. This is new old stock. And I got more. Like, I got a lot more stuff in these bins over here. So, be ready to have a flood of new parts coming to my online store. Be ready to see new merch, new content, new channels, actually. Currently working on a couple new channels. If you guys watch my YouTube channel at all, you know, if you guys have it or not, it's okay. I'm going to show you guys this. Whoa, we're going to make a new window here. Move this guy up here. So if you guys go to my YouTube channel, one thing that you can see on the YouTube channel that I can switch accounts, and I have two of them. So I have this one that I'm working on. If I can see it. Here we go. This is called PincheAl Garage, California Backroads. I just started this. My goal on this one is exactly what it is. It's all about the California backroads here in San Diego. I'm going to be on my bikes, just recording super fun areas you can go out and ride to if you're a big rider. And it's not just riding. It's also going to be for cars. So if you're a guy that likes to drive on the twisties, or you want to go for somewhere very scenic by yourself or with a friend, or if you just want to get away, if you have a stressful day and you want to go ride somewhere or drive somewhere, I'm going to be giving you guys these locations that are very near and dear to me. I've kept hidden to myself. A lot of people don't know about them, but I'm going to show a lot of people where these are. It's fun. One of my favorite things is to literally get on my bike or in my car and just drive. A lot of us use this as a form of medicine or like medication that we use to, you know, just get away from it. We have stressful days and we have to figure out how to do it. Why not have a good YouTube channel where you know where to go? Especially if you live in San Diego. I have lots and lots of cool places you can go to. We're also going to have some camping videos along with this, places that I love to go camp at. So check that out if you guys want to subscribe to that, if you're into that kind of stuff. And then this is a channel that I've had for a while, but I've never actually like put a lot of content into it. I usually just put random, like super random stuff, and I really don't, how do you say, put any effort into it. But I'm gonna start putting more stuff. So when I'm working on building PCs, fixing computer stuff, doing 3D printing, 3D modeling, I'm gonna be doing all that here. So a lot of the stuff that I do with my kids. So you're gonna see actually I'm gonna have the another channel with my kids that we teach here. So it's gonna have a variety of stuff. Oh man, there's an old video with my son when he was, what was he? He's 6, 7. He was like almost 7. Holy smokes, that's been a minute. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff on this one. It's just really random stuff. That's why I call it just PincheAl stuff. If you guys like my randomness, please, you know, hit up this channel. It's going to be random. It will have definitely specific playlists for the random stuff and see how that works out. That's honestly all I have that's new for just YouTube and social media wise. You guys are already used to the other stuff. My main channel, obviously, which is PincheAl Garage. Nope, I want to switch my account. Let's go here. Why aren't we switching? There we go. So on my main channel, PincheAl Garage, new stuff coming. I haven't added any real like new content, like actual new content. It's coming. I promise. I do have some Ford content. I know, I'm sorry. I'm not a big Ford guy, but I own a Ford and I do work on my Ford and I do maintenance on the Ford. So we're going to be doing some content with that. I am going to be separating my car stuff with motorcycle stuff, so there'll be no longer a PincheAl Garage and all the randomness inside of it. So I'm gonna move a lot of my videos that I have with the my motorcycle stuff. I'm gonna have a completely separate bike channel. I think it would be the safest and healthiest option to create content that way and separate a lot of the content. I think it would be great for everybody in general. That way, if you're not a bike guy, don't watch the bike content. But if you're a car guy, car content. So we're gonna have a lot of separation and stuff. I think it's just get very specific amount of people where they need to be and where they want to be. I would prefer it all in one place because I get more subscribers that way and more people to generate the more revenue. The revenue here, honestly, for me now is strictly for the kids. It's for me working with the kids that I've been working with for the past 3 years now. And I'm going harder and more in depth with the children that I work with. I've greatly fallen very passionate and in love with working with kids a lot. The kids, for me, have helped me grow, heal emotionally through all the pain I've been going through the last 2 years after I lost my mom, my heart attack. Just going through a lot of just some negative stuff. So these kids have done a lot more for me than I could ever do for anybody else. So I'm super happy that these kids are a part of my life, and just everything I do in general is just revolving around my kids and these kids in general, super cool. Again, just trying to figure out and have fun and learn some new skills and get more of the community involved. That's kind of like where I'm going with this. I don't know if you guys understand, but I'm actually going to start a new campaign. We're going to be doing an Indiegogo campaign to raise funds for my building, aka the school that we are going to be working on. So be ready for that. I'm actually getting involved with the Grange, which is a local club that's for farming. Believe it or not, PincheAl is going to start farming. And I'm going to learn. I have no idea how to farm. I have property to farm on. I just don't know how to farm. So I'm going to learn how to farm. And you guys are going to learn with me. Maybe learn how to do some stuff at home and learn how to raise some food and raise some chickens. I don't know. It's just an idea for me to work with kids. So we're going to do farming. Obviously my garage stuff. My tech classes. So we're going to be doing a lot of tech stuff. My favorite thing about the tech stuff is that I get to play around with computers again. Do geeky 3D printing, building products, and having fun. Just doing a lot of cool stuff. We're going to be making a lot of merch this time around with the kids. So stay tuned for that, because our kids are going to design their own t-shirts. They're going to design their own koozies, lanyards, a bunch of other stuff that they're going to learn how to expand, learn how to use their minds, and just be more adventurous. Obviously, here in Ramona, there's not much. Honestly, it's a farm town. It's kind of like a middle of nowhere town, and there is a lot of nothing here. One of the things that I love about Ramona, I can do whatever I want on my property, legitimately have fun and do crazy fun stuff. That's correct, Ivan. That's what I'm talking about right now. That is still in the works. I actually got a loan. So I got approved for a loan for $100K. But the loan is to get started, right? I still owe the money. It's not like the money was free. So my goal is to get the building started, get people interested, and get people involved. So that's what the Indiegogo campaign's for. On top of that, the Grange is what I'm going to get involved with. I actually got a meeting on the 2nd of September. On that date, I'm going to be explaining more about what's going on with my classes in my school that I want to build. And then once I do that town meeting with the Grange, I'm going to be doing an actual town meeting for the city of Ramona. I want to get my voice out. I want to get my opinions, and I want to get people's feedback. I personally have a nonprofit organization where this is where we do. However, I've never put the effort into going further than that. That's it. I've never actually tried to raise money in a large scale to go and build something and go crazy with it. I'm going to do it. I want to do it. I think this will be a super cool project for the kids here in Ramona, for just people in general, to experience a place where children do adult things. Okay, I know it's kind of a weird sentence. Please don't take that out of context. Meaning trade skills, doing welding, working on cars, engine building, wrenching, doing computer tech stuff. Not just playing video games and just surfing the web. We're talking building high-speed networks, setting up servers, setting up PCs, learning how to do graphic design, video editing, photo editing, setting up OBS Studio, right? We can set up a studio, like a little makeshift studio, and we can create content with these kids. It's awesome. It's just a space for children to go out and be like, I want to do this. And, in a market where, in a town where they can't just do that. They can't wake up, go out and be like, I want to go do that. No, it's not available. We're a farming town. We're a working farming town. So everybody's mentality here in town is, I got to get up, I got to go to work. The kids are left home after school and they just go home and play video games and just chill. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's fun, but you can only do that so much, and during summer it's really hot, so you can't really go outside and play. And then winter, they're stuck in school. So where's the fun in their summer break and in their summer fun, So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring summer fun, obviously all year. So when they get out of class and they're like, hey, what are you going to do today? Well, let's go to PincheAl Garage. And then we go to the shop. And what are they going to do? They can either do some oil changes for family. If they got a family member that needs a car to be worked on, do brake jobs, suspension, oil changes, general maintenance, bring it in. Have your parents drop off the car, have the kids work on it, learn a skill, a basic livable skill. Believe me or not, taking your car to go get an oil change is super expensive right now. You're going to go drop off your car at a Jiffy Lube, Mobile One, or just those quick lube places. Nowadays, they're charging you anywhere from $50 to $80 for a basic B oil change. And sometimes they don't even do it right. Why not bring it over? It's going to take longer, but your kid's going to learn a valuable skill. It's going to understand that you have to change the oil. I've spoken to so many people, even adults, that have no idea when to change oil in their vehicle. They're like, you're supposed to change the oil? I don't think you should be owning a car, honestly, if you don't know that. So, I'm here, and I'm trying to just give you guys a quick, snippet. But what questions do you guys have for me? I'm live. I see there's 3 people online. Ivan's been the only talker right now. Anybody else online that want to talk about something? Because if we're not going to talk about anything, then, I'm going to head out. But don't feel bad. I'll be back. Up. Trilla 2K13. Can you talk more about what kind of tech stuff? Yes. Oh, yes, definitely. 3D printing, 3D modeling, resin printing. We're going to go into, I don't know how deep involved, but I don't know if you guys remember these. My little 1.8T models that we've done. We're going to get back into doing these. I'm going to have the kids learn how to do graphic design work. See if I have. We're also going to learn how to build servers. So if you guys need to learn how to do, what's the word? A prox, what we call Proxmox. It's a image deployment or a VM deployment. We're going to learn how to deploy like Minecraft servers. Awesome. Learn how to do a Minecraft server, a Plex server, or a Dolphin media server. We're going to learn how to do a data server. Or we can also use there's this other type of server called TrueNAS. So this is like where we do data deployment, learn how to secure a network, how to generate how we call a VPN, how to do what do you call a locked network. So right now in my garage and my house, those two networks are one. However, you can deploy not a virtual, but it's called it's kind of like a virtual network, but it's its own network within its network, and it's kind of like a sub network. So I forgot the term. So it's been a while since I've been doing it. I did it once with the kids, didn't have to do it again. But it's something that we want to. Oh, awesome! Yeah, 3D printing. We're gonna learn how to use modern printers. We're actually gonna get ready. Again, as part of the fundraising, it's all going to be getting 3D printers, resin printers, learn how to do basic modeling. We're not going to get super in depth, but we get you to the point where if this is what you want, then you can move further. We're going to pick up maybe one or two 3D scanners so we can scan a... Yes, it is. Virtual machines are very powerful and very, very useful when you need it. It's depending on the environment that you're looking for, right, in your home. So again, it's something that you guys can really, really think about when we get into the tech courses. You'll see that when we're going to be live streaming. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of live streaming when we start doing tech courses, because I'm going to get the kids to get involved with graphic design work. So we're going to be working with Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and learn how to do some basic graphic design work and make our own t-shirts. There we go. Make t-shirts, make lanyards, koozies, and just fun, easy merch. Now, some of these kids get really good at drawing. I might end up buying bamboo tablets so they can actually draw virtually. Some of these kids, you'd be surprised, I have an amazing art skill where if they can get it down, I probably will have them start their own online store. And they can start selling their own merch. What I want to do is show them on my online store what they can do by making their own designs and then selling it obviously on there. So they see how the whole process works, right? So yes, that's what we're going to be doing for a tech class, for our tech classes. Again, for auto shop, we're going to learn how to do basic welding, basic fabrication, and all the other repair stuff that we do and modifications with cars. Any other questions? A great question though, Trilla. Thank you. Cradle to cradle manufacturing, these kids will learn. Yep, it's true. They're going to learn. They're going to learn because they're going to do it by having fun, not just because. The whole point is to learn, right? And you got to figure out how to learn by having fun. And we have to find the fun in all the stuff that we're doing. Ian moved, buddy. I finished his car, but he ended up moving. He ended up moving back to Maryland. He wanted to start a family, and he got an opportunity to move out back that way, back home, pretty much is where he's from. So he left me high and dry, and I missed one of my good friends, my good VW friends, you know. But it's just what happens, right? We can't stay in one place forever. So he had the opportunity to go, and he went. So I'm going to miss him. He was a super fun guy to hang out with. Yeah. Don't worry. We got Mr. Todd coming. Mr. Todd's cool people, so you'll enjoy that. What's going on, Ed? How you doing? You got a question for me tonight? I know, man. It's been a minute. And Jason? What's going on? Got another person on here. Jason and Ed. I know, it's been a minute, buddy. I've been very active doing other stuff. Mostly with my family, believe it or not. I've been traveling. I've been doing a lot of family stuff. So I've been trying to, yeah, cool. Just, if you guys have questions, hit me up, man. Ask me questions. That's what I'm here for. That's why it says Q&A, PincheAl's Garage Q&A, and the title. Ask me some stuff. You know? I agree, Jason. Family always first. But I'm done with that. I'm back on doing YouTube. That's why you see me here on here again, you know? Yes, sir. That's actually a good question. Am I still doing anything? Same here, Ivan. Have a good one, buddy. Deuces. So what am I doing with 1.8T stuff? I'm actually going to be working on 1.8T stuff very, very soon. Currently, first is a VR6, and then 1.18. VR6 as soon as I find another Beetle body I like. On the orange Jetta? Yes, Ed. Actually, the orange Jetta is what I actually was talking about. The VR6 Jetta needs a new windshield. I accidentally cracked it recently by finishing up the cage install. So I finished up installing the full roll cage inside of the car, and I had a boo-boo where when I was putting it in, because what's really weird about the roll cage, since it's a two-piece roll cage, you actually have to put it in through the front door, swing it in. You have to take the seats out. Everything has to come out. You put it in through the front door, you slide it in, and then you kind of like move it forward and back. And I accidentally pushed too far to the right. If you look at the car like sideways, and I hit the windshield and I cracked it. So that's sucks. So the car needs a windshield now. But besides that, the car itself has been good. I having issues right now mocking up the downpipe. Or not mocking up, but trying to get the turbo laid out correctly with the oil and the oil lines and the coolant lines. I've been having nothing but issues with that. And then currently it's been overheating because the feed lines for the radiator are correct, but they're not in the right angle. So the angles are too aggressive because I made custom hoses, and they're bubbling. So they're making bubbles, and the bubbles aren't going through, so there's not enough water flowing. It's a huge issue. I've been very careful, but the car has been I've been running it without the turbo, just so I can fix the overheating issue, and I haven't figured it out yet. So that's where I'm at on that. Thinking about switching to an electric pump, I've actually considered it. The issue with electric pumps, we have to be careful with secondary flow where you have too much water flow, and you're not going to get the radiator to cool It's a weird. So you can do that, but the issue is you won't get up to temp correctly. All right. So when you have an electric water pump and then you have a secondary pump and you don't have a way to turn on and off your electric pump besides a switch, the issue that falls into that is too much flow. Too much flow means too much cooling, means the car temperature will drop too much. The thermostat obviously regulates that, but it can only regulate so much. What ends up happening is you'll have a weird proper... Okay, so don't use the belt one and use a straight electric one. We'd have to figure out how to make it flow just as good as the mechanical one, you know, and not overflow as it's accelerating, or find a way to make it flow better. Yeah, see, you gotta find something. Yeah. I will have to figure that one out. That's a good question. Not a bad idea to run electric. Any other questions, guys? If not, I'm going to call it a night. Jason's the one been asking me all these questions. Looks like I got no response, so I'm going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody else. Oh. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I'll be back on. Again, I'm gonna try to figure out a schedule with my wife to see where she's comfortable, and we're gonna start doing more and more streams. So stay tuned for all that. All right. Well, everyone, have a wonderful night. As always, we're gonna break, fix, and repeat, right? But if you see another dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up. Give him a deuces. Respect one another. Love everyone. Peace out, and you guys have yourself a wonderful night. PincheAl out.